Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It's the day after Chelsea win 1-0 against Norwich City. If you haven't yet seen it, 6 Things We Learnt was uploaded straight after the game. Before we get into 5 transfer stories today, it's been a while since I made a Chelsea news video. It was about 5-6 days ago. I made the breaking news video that a bid was supposedly pending from Chelsea towards Kai Havertz. Since then, we've not really seen anything progress with that one, but I do have some updates today regarding the Kai Havertz transfer, a couple of other players that Chelsea have been linked with, and I just wanted to give my opinions really on some of the gossip and some of the concrete rumours regarding Chelsea's business this summer. Before I do that, I wanted to head you guys in the direction of my Discord server. It's the GBFC Discord. It's through Patreon. It's only $1 per month. And basically, it's just more of a dedicated place where I can hop in and chat with you guys about all things football, all things Chelsea. There's been quite a few people commenting in it recently. I like to discuss transfers. And it's kind of like when I'm not making my videos, that's where you can reach me. So I'll leave a link to that in the description. But yeah, today we've got a few things to discuss. Don't really want to focus too much on the game against Norwich because like I was busy watching all the other Chelsea YouTubers' videos and I'm like, how have we all managed to come up with like 10 minutes to discuss what really was a boring game of football? We got the job done and it is looking likely that Champions League football will be coming Chelsea's way. Of course, on the final day of the season, Leicester play against Manchester United, so that result could definitely work in Chelsea's favour. There is also the potential that the game against Wolves on the final day of the season at the Bridge might already see Chelsea with Champions League football confirmed. It could be done sooner rather than later if results in other matches go our way. We've got a little trip to Liverpool, which is not going to be easy. It's not the ideal fixture to have. They're chasing down 100 points, which is slightly different to what Chelsea are chasing right now. But in terms of the financial implications of finishing in the Champions League, that is where the current questions are being asked regarding the Kai Havertz transfer. So a lot of people think that Kai Havertz wants to leave Bayer Leverkusen for the sole reason that Bayer Leverkusen did not finish in a Champions League place in the Bundesliga. So therefore, Havertz is wanting to move to play Champions League football next season. Now the developments with this, again, this only benefits Chelsea, is that Havertz supposedly isn't waiting for his next move based on whether or not the team that he goes to gets Champions League football. Of course, Chelsea, hypothetically, are in the best position right now they could be in order to make sure we get Champions League football. And we talk about finance, I think the deal in terms of Chelsea going for Havertz is more of a case of we can be more aggressive with it if we do get Champions League football, because obviously you qualify for the Champions League, you make a lot more money than if you qualify for the Europa League. So common sense suggests that Chelsea may well be holding off to make sure they know that that Champions League money will be coming in next season. And I think well, it's just a prediction from me at this point, as soon as we know that top 4 is guaranteed, that is when I think Chelsea will be much more aggressive in our pursuit of Kai Havertz. And just sticking with Havertz for a moment, in relation to what we saw in that game against Norwich, I think a lot of people have said because of the defensive frailties, because of how obvious it is that we need to have reinforcements at the back, a lot of people have looked at the names that we've got in midfield and the abundance of players in central areas and thought, do we even need Kai Havertz? Like, surely we should be promoting Chelsea going for defenders. Of course, we should be looking to sign defenders. But I think what this game against Norwich showed us is that there is still an impotency in attack. And there is still a question mark as to whether or not the central players at the club right now can offer us enough creativity going forward. We know that in terms of seeing the best out of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, it was always going to be next season that we see the best from him because of the recovery from injury. The man didn't play football for 13 bloody months. It's a long time. So we come to expect that, to be quite honest. But I think what we're seeing in recent games from Chelsea is we can dominate possession, and a lot of that is down to the play style that Frank Lampard is implementing. But in terms of that cutting edge final ball, Kai Havertz is the player that would make all of the difference in my opinion. Alongside Hakim Ziyech and Timo Werner, Havertz would be that man to come in, and I think we'd start breaking those boundaries of being a creative team that score more goals or a team that dominate possession but don't score enough. if you know what I mean. So let's just wait and see. Champions League football equals Chelsea in a better financial position equals more likely to sign Kai Havertz. But if Chelsea don't get it, we could still afford him, and hopefully, from what we're hearing, it wouldn't necessarily affect the player's decision. Moving in to story number 2, and a man that I've kind of bypassed a little bit here on my channel, and it's not really for any other reason than when the news breaks, I'm kind of like busy doing something else and then I end up not talking about it. I'm talking, of course, about Brentford's man, Said Benrahma. He's supposedly the next Riyad Mahrez. And what I'm seeing of this man at Brentford in the tail end of this season is that not only are we talking about potential, but yes, it's the Championship, but the man is a goal scorer. The man has got so much flair and creativity. And what, again, I bring it back to this game against Norwich. What we saw from Willian didn't exactly fill me with the world of confidence. I saw that Chelsea Twitter went into a little meltdown amongst some people saying like, this is proof that Willian does not deserve a new deal. We got to get rid of Willian. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, you know, maybe he's struggling because there's games coming every like 2 or 3 days, which is always going to take its toll physically on a player. But with Willian's age, with the reluctance to not sign that new deal, with what he wants compared to what Chelsea are likely to offer, I think a move for someone like Said Benrahma, when you look at the player's qualities, I think if Chelsea can negotiate something between 20 and 30 million, as opposed to the 40 million valuation that Brentford have, then I think he would be a brilliant addition to the Chelsea squad. Obviously, with a player of that age, he's still going to be he's not as good as Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic's in a league of his own right now. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I look at those two, and then with obviously the additions of Ziyech and Werner, Chelsea would have so much quality with so much backup quality if Said Benrahma was to join the club. Obviously, with all of these videos, I love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. I like to read your comments, respond to your comments, so let me know what you guys think about Benrahma. He scored another hat-trick the other day. The man is on fire, and Brentford could still get promoted to the Premier League. And I think if they don't get promoted, the likelihood is that Brentford would actually accept a deal of far less value than if Brentford do get promotion to the Premier League. So as much as Brentford play nice football, it might be a case that we've just got to hope that a team like bloody West Brom beats them to it. I'm not really the biggest fan of West Brom, to be honest, but if it means we get Benrahma, I'm all for it. We move into story number 3. Now this one, this is a bit of a pipe dream. It's an ever so slightly unrealistic transfer, but it's one that's doing the rounds again on social media as Chelsea fans look to get rid of Kepa. And we're all thinking like, is Kepa the man? Is Kepa going to be Chelsea's goalkeeper next season? I've said here on this channel that I back the geezer. However, I can't help but think that if Chelsea are linked to goalkeepers such as Jan Oblak, the 27-year-old Slovenian for Atletico Madrid, Chelsea supposedly are interested in a player plus cash deal for the Slovenian. Now, if this is actually true, which I highly doubt that it is, I'm all for it. I think what I said on social media is that when it comes to having a world-class goalkeeper, it can be the difference between getting an extra point if you're getting beaten off the park, yet your world-class keeper can make the best saves. Oblak is the man who has the ability to win a game through making a save that very few goalkeepers in the world can do. At this moment in time, I'm not convinced that Kepa's actually capable of doing that. So, in terms of an upgrade, no one is going to sit here and tell you that Kepa is actually better than Oblak right now in terms of the goalkeeping capabilities. Oblak is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. If not, in my opinion, number 1 or maybe number 2. So, if Chelsea are linked with this kind of keeper, I'm always going to be for the transfer, but I'm not going to sit here on the GBFC channel. Despite the usual optimism that I try to approach my videos with, this signing is something that I don't imagine happening. I don't think that Oblak would want to leave Atletico. I think that the valuation they have of him is like 120 million, the release clause or something daft. So in terms of Chelsea actually meeting Atletico's financial expectations, I think it's something that we'd be way off actually doing. So that one's not going to happen. But another goalkeeper that we have been linked with, who supposedly is keen on the move, and Ajax are open to selling Onana. Now, I always mentioned this season when Onana came to Stamford Bridge, he was the reason why Chelsea didn't win the flipping game 7-4, because he made some big saves at the Bridge, and he was very good for Ajax this season. So, Onana's a good goalkeeper. I'm still very much on the fence about Kepa. For the money we spent on him, he's still not living up to expectations. I'm still just wondering about his shot-stopping capabilities. Is he really the leader? We've heard Frank Lampard come out and say that he wants his Chelsea players to be more vocal on the pitch. And a lot of that starts with the goalkeeper. It flows through the team. The game starts with the keeper moving into the defenders. You expect the defenders to be very vocal. They can see everything going on in front of them. It kind of stops with Kepa immediately. And I don't know if he's got that kind of charisma and aggression that is needed to lead Chelsea from the back line. We only ever really see Kepa in an animated state when he's either blaming someone else for a goal going in, or if he does, once in a blue moon, make a huge game-defining save. And then we see that Kepa's got a little bit of excitement within him. So Onana's a more realistic one. Whether I think it's going to happen or not, it depends if Chelsea can find a suitor for Kepa who is going to help them to recoup the money we spent on him. I think Chelsea are a team that don't like to lose money on transfers. We like to negotiate as much as we can to make sure we're not left in the red. So, is someone going to spend 70 mil on Kepa? I don't think so. I think if anything, he's gone downhill since he got to Chelsea, but let's see, time will tell. So the next story that I want to discuss is just a little bit on the financial fair play decision. Of course, Manchester City, as if anyone really expected anything different, Man City got away with it, and it means that not only will they be in the Champions League next season, which we can get rid of all of this crazy ideas of like De Bruyne being sold, Sterling being sold, Bernardo Silva being sold, Aguero being sold, because if City aren't really in the Champions League, are they a club that is that attractive to sign for? I don't think it is personally, but that's just me. They can still offer a lot of money in terms of wages, but is there really that kind of pull for Manchester City at this point? No, but as we probably all thought, it's been overturned. So City are in the Champions League next season. It means that Chelsea will have to compete with another big team when we look to win the Premier League next year, which of course is exactly what we are going to do. So moving on from that one, the final story that I want to discuss today is the form of Christian Pulisic. Now, I've mentioned the potential signing of someone like Benrahma. We've spoken in this video today about Kai Havertz. Now, Christian Pulisic, 18 goal involvements in 31 appearances in his first season at Chelsea. I'm seeing a man who, despite Chelsea being linked with Havertz, despite Chelsea be signing Hakim Ziyech, Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic, in my opinion, is the man that we build this team around for next season. I think at 21 years old, the influence he's already having on this Chelsea team, particularly since the restart, we've seen him have so many opportunities, creating chances, having opportunities of his own. He could have had a couple against Norwich. Christian Pulisic, I just wanted to end today's video with a huge shout out to him. It doesn't matter what players Chelsea are potentially linked with in the winger or attacking positions this summer, because I think Christian Pulisic is going to be one of the main men, if not the main man, that Chelsea build the team around next season. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. As always, if you did enjoy today's video, hit the like button. Let's see if we can maybe go, I don't know, 6,000 likes. That would be astronomical. I'd absolutely love that one. Subscribe and check out my Twitter and Instagram, and of course the Discord server link below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.